Marcus Jordan had a crush on Larsa Pippen since he was 8 years old. Remember, Scottie Pippen married Larsa in 1997, and the Bulls won their last championship in 1998. That's when young Marcus Jordan, who was 8 years old, started spending time in Michael Jordan's final year around the team and family. Larsa, Pippen, and Scottie ended up staying married until 2016, which was 19 years of marriage. Now, remember, the average family in America only stays married for 5, so they must have had some true love there because they had children and they stayed married for 19 years, which was more than 3 times the average marriage in America. At the time, she filed for divorce when she was 41 years old, and she stated on the Real Housewives of Miami that she felt trapped in the marriage. And you know what that's code for. That means that she was bored and she was ready to get out in the streets. Larsa and Marcus went public with their relationship in 2022. And it was a very public relationship. They were taking trips around the world. They were saying how much they loved each other. They were taking a lot of pictures. And she was even talking about marriage and having children with young Marcus, who she was 16 years older. Now, it's widely known that Michael Jordan never approved this relationship. He even said it publicly when somebody asked him about it. He didn't approve the relationship because of her age and history. She obviously was a gold-digging cougar who wanted to get back at Scottie by dating Michael Jordan's son. And it is rumored that Michael was constantly applying pressure to his son to not make that mistake. And he finally listened to his father. Because really, how far can this relationship go? Now, come on, she's almost 50 years old. You in the prime of your life. Your dad was one of the greatest basketball players ever. You can have any woman that you want. So why would you sit up there and date a almost 50-year-old woman and talk about marriage? But he was blinded by the younger infatuation that he had when he was 8 years old. So he had to go through the process, and finally his eyes were open and the blinders were taken off and he seen it for what it was. So the relationship had to end. Michael Jordan knew that his son, Marcus Jordan, was being very foolish and naive. This was a train wreck that was about to happen, but Marcus couldn't see it because he was blinded by a young infatuation. This woman had dated Malik Beasley from the Minnesota Timberwolves the year before, if you call it dating, because it lasted about 4 or 5 months. And at the time, Malik Beasley was married to a young woman named Montana Yao, and they had a newborn baby. So anytime a woman is capable of this treachery, you got to be careful. After the separation, she scrubbed her timeline of all the pictures that they had and all the videos and posts that she said about the relationship. So she was obviously cleaning house because she was scorned. She posted this right after the breakup. The man you choose to be your partner affects everything in your life, your mental health, your peace of mind, your love inside, your happiness, how you get through tragedies, your success, how your children will be raised, and much more. Choose wisely. Now, those are statements from a bitter woman. She had a lot of baggage and she would have brought that into the relationship and it would have just been a tragedy. What happens when men or women get into their 40s and 50s, they often go through a midlife crisis and they want to test out the market to see if they still have it, especially after a breakup. In this case, Larsa Pippen started dating young professional basketball players, and it worked for a little while. But after a while, a young man could see the difference between plastic and natural. And in the case with Marcus Jordan, this was a childhood fantasy that he was fulfilling. And after the fantasy ended and his eyes woke, he finally listened to his father and did the right thing and broke up with her. Now, she started posting things on her timeline and it showed that she was a bitter woman. So his father was right.